Hello, Facebook friends and fam. Happy New Year. I'm going live from Saigon and the weather's super sunny and a little bit cool. So I'm going to begin the first day of the year with your numerology forecast for how to succeed this year personally and professionally as well. So if you're watching, say hello. So if you don't know your personal year number, I put in the description on how to calculate it. It's just 3 simple steps. Hi Ryan, I'm going to go over your numerology guidance for this year. So I'm going to go through years 1 through 9. And also, as I'm giving you the update on this year, you can track your timeline from the past because you go through years 1 through 9 repeatedly over and over again. And I'll also mention life paths. Life path number is different from your personal year number. Your life path is permanent to the end of life, and your personal year changes every single year. So I'm going to begin with year 1 in 2021. First, before that, I'm going to say that this is a year 5, which is the year of change and freedom and liberation in pursuing your passion. Last year in 2020, it equals the number 4 universal year, which the universal year affects us globally. So number 4, Ryan's tuning in from Ontario, Canada. Hi, Ryan. So in the number 4 year, that was the year of the ground, of reset, of structures and systems and our foundation. And we saw a lot of it being erupted. For us personally, we had to face the ground, face the foundation and the stability within our homes, with our family, with our relationships, with our friends, with our health, with our financial matters. And then at the world, and then worldwide, we saw structures in our healthcare system being erupted, in our government. There's a lot of things being exposed, and also infotech as well. Like anything, I feel like anything that is not built with the right system, like if it's broken, it's gonna fall in 2020. Ryan said reset. Yes, I had thought so. That makes perfect sense. So now in 2021, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. So universally, we're all going to experience this number 5 energy. If you're entering the 5 year, it's going to be double the energy for you. So what 5 means this year universally is this is the year of dramatic change, of dramatic freedom. It's also a year where we break free from conflicts, because 5 is the year of breaking free from conflict. Hi Annie, Happy New Year. As also with the 5 year, it's going to be very hard to commit to anything. This is the year where we think of new things. This is like the year where there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of self-expression, wanting to express and just be free. It's the year of the free birds, like just wanting to fly somewhere else. So that's what's happening this year, as well as maybe plans are breaking, because it's not the year of commitment. In a 5 year, you're meant to venture out and to explore and to see all your options before you commit. So now let's begin with your year 1. So do the calculations in the description. It's just 3 simple steps, and then I'll put the timestamps for years 1 through 9. So let's start with year 1. So if you're in a year 1 in year 2021, you're going to enter the year of reinvention, of new beginnings. You're going to be adapting to the changes this year. So the roles for you this year is to be the leader, the artist, the innovator. Dare to be different. That's my biggest advice for you in a 1 year in 2021 is dare to be different. So it's all going to be about you. So you're going to be planting seeds for the future. This is the year when you really notice the changes, and you're going to adapt to these changes, because the year previously for you was number 9 in the year of endings, and now you notice the changes. So a lot of your success is going to come from you initiating anything new. And seriously, you're going to have a lot of vital energy in a 1 year. And also, you're going to be facing your self-esteem to build up your own self-confidence. This is not the year to be following the crowd or getting lost in the crowd. You might feel like that, but in alignment, you are here to lead. You're here to get a clear path of where you're headed in a number 1 year. Because leaders, they see clearly where they're going and they lead the pack. So it's not the year for you to be sheep. Money-wise, it's a really good year for you to get involved in, like, there's a real estate with business ventures or any investments financially. It's a year that'll produce a lot of financial reward coming from your creativity, and as long as you use your pursuits to for the better good, to serve people, not for any egocentric interest. Ryan said, I already have endless amounts of vital energy from all your vibrant energy. Awesome. I get a lot of energy from people watching. So back to the 1 year, like I said again, so independence and your individuality is going to be very vital for you to succeed in a 1 year. Because again, just look at one, like in all languages, like I'm here to stand alone. I know where I'm going. I'm focused. I'm clear. And it's a year for you to lead courageously and be fearless in your creative endeavors. So you will personally inside deal with your self-esteem, how secure you feel with yourself. And once you do, it's going to help you be more confident in expressing yourself. And also find that environment that allows you to express yourself with flow. You do better if you have no restrictions over yourself. And in a 1 year, you might find times when you feel alone, but look, you got to move fast. You got to move ahead because you're in a leading position in a 1 year. Any artistic endeavors, any creativity is going to put you in the spotlight. And also creativity brings luck with money. And so in a 1 year, anything that you create this year is going to be long term. It's highly likely the seeds that you plant this year is going to last the next 9-year cycle. So you're in a dominant year where you're in high authority. It's a year to use your masculine side to succeed, which is using force, using your will, using your courage, and push and initiate. There's a lot of business ventures that start up in a 1 year. You really, really notice the change of a new life. And also, it's the year for you to bring exceptional ideas to the table. Hi, Jenny. Because they like to be the best at what they do. So if you have let's say you need to work more on your self-esteem, you will notice more competition. Maybe you might feel inferior in some moments, but just forget that. You don't need other people's validation. You don't need to focus on the competition. Just focus on what you can do that nobody else does, and that's going to help you succeed even more because you're meant to be standing out in a 1 year. And plus, in a 1 energy, this is the energy that ranges in the widest fields. Like you can get your hand into anything and excel and dominate in what you're doing in a 1 year. So anything new that you started this year is going to last long term. For one life path, they're really going to feel the force of all the accomplishments and the goals that they're getting involved in this year. And they just must remember that they got to use their business ventures and financial investments to serve the greater good, not for their own ego, because it's the year of your ego. And now let me know if this resonates with you, and say hi if you're watching. Orion said, will there be any times where I should or need to put in my feminine energy or masculine energy? So 1 is masculine and 2 is feminine. I'm going to head over to the feminine year. And also you have a different number every single month and every single day that I can give advice on for business. So if you're going to call me, that'd be cool. Hi, Kelly. Happy New Year. So now going on to the 2 year, I'm going to be putting timestamps for these. Hi, Pascal. She said, year 5, bring it on. Much love, sister. Thank you for your support to the community. Living your calling every day. Hi, Jenny. Thank you for your compliment. So in a 2 year, you're in your feminine year. 1 is the divine masculine year for you to use your force and your will and your courage to lead a new life and initiate everything. And now when you head over to your 2 year, that's the feminine year. That's the divine feminine power. Kelly said, you're glowing. I know, look, there's the sun here. And so in a 2 year, you're in the feminine energy. That means you're going to be resting. You're going to stay back a little bit because you did your work in your 1 year. In a feminine year, you're going to receive the work that you put out, and all the seeds that you planted from the previous year, you're going to be nurturing it. If this is your 2 year in 2021, that means it was number 1 for you in the previous year in 2020. So back to the 2 year, it is the year where you become more sensitive to energy, where your intuition is sharp and it's heightened. Ryan said, I'm always glowing. Okay, Happy New Year, Anna. So back to the 2 year. So I lost my train of thought. In a 2 year, you will notice the more subtle things in life. So businesses that involve healing in their business, they tend to thrive in a 2 year. With you personally, it's going to be a very emotional year for you because it's the year of you to emotionally connect with others intimately and emotionally. For your personal success, express your feelings and listen to your intuitive voice. For you to be able to tune into your feelings, you will be able to listen to your intuitive voice. Your intuitive voice is going to guide you through your decisions in a 2 year. Hi, Mike. Happy New Year. Thank you, Mike. So with the 2 year, if you believe it, this is the year where there's a lot of psychic ability heightened in a 2 year. It is the year of intuition, of love, of partnerships in personal and in business life. Get involved in 1 or more partnerships. It's going to be very intimate. And also your strength and success is dependent on other people. This is the year of yin and yang, for you to work with complementary partnerships, where you will find more people supporting you and assisting you. And your role is to cooperate with others harmoniously and to bring balance with other people. But first, start with bringing balance in yourself. And that's going to be meditation. That's really, really, really going to help you nurture your own gifts. In a 2 year, people will find that they don't really work as much. They will find that other people did things for them. For you, you can get involved in art, in music, on one-on-one connection so you can inspire other people. If you have a business, use the way you can market is to go towards people's emotional side to market. So you can get involved in psychology to understand people's needs and motives. With the 2 energy, when people have 2s in their charts, they really can read other people's needs and motives. So if you use that for marketing, that's really going to help you a lot. So in a 2 year, you're nurturing. You don't need to start anything in a 2 year. You just got to nurture what you started in the previous year, in your 1 year, because you are now in a feminine year in 2021. Also, you will be more focused on your 2 sides of things. Like the theme is 2. So trusting your intuitive side, like your heart, or trusting your mind, your rational side. Don't let your rational side take over. Listen to your intuitive voice. You're going to have a lot more time for yourself in a 2 year. So if you use your rational side to look over details, that's going to do you really well, because 2 life paths, they're really good at looking over details and reading the little things that need to be done for the big picture. So in a 2 year, there's going to be a lot more assisting, support, cooperation. Your role is to be the diplomat. Your role is to be the peacemaker, the lover in a 2 year. And your success, it is going to be dependent on your partnerships and one-on-one connection. Oh my God, I'm getting so many comments. I'm going to continue with the reading so I don't lose my train of thought. So moving on to the 3 year. This is the year to be a divine child. In a 1 year was divine masculine, in a 2 year was a divine feminine, and now in a 3 year is divine child. Okay, so in a 3 year, if you have number 3 in 2021, this is your year to shine, to be in the spotlight. If it was your 3 year, if it's your 3 year in 2021, that means last year was number 2 for you. So you can look over that. So back to your 3 year, you're going to have a thirst for knowledge, to work with your memory and your intelligence, and also a thirst for, desire to express yourself creatively and intuitively. So now it's like you're a plant and you're starting to see the sunlight, and you're kind of like a toddler and you want to see everything, you want to experience everything, you want to communicate and express yourself. Communication is going to be your theme in a 3-year. So any of your creative gifts are going to put you in the spotlight. Rima said, you talk about life path number. Yeah, I'll talk about life path number. If you're a 3 life path in a 3-year, this is what it's like for you, for example. So I forgot to mention in a 2-year, if you're a number 2 life path in a 2-year, that means you're going to become exceptionally intuitive in a 2-year. Back to the 3-year. So in a 3-year, you're not going to feel as responsible for work, for business, for career, because you want to explore, you want to be with people, you want to have a lot of social activities. And of course, if we have those restrictions still, it could mean social activities online. In a 3-year, your mind is going to expand. So look into personal development and personal growth. And since you have a thirst for knowledge in a 3-year, get into some training, some classes to train your mind and memory, as well as finding any creative avenues to express yourself in a 3-year. If you look at creativity and communication in a 3-year, you will excel in your 3-year in 2021. So that means working with art, working with design, any creative fields like working in dance, in singing, in acting, anything that involves being on stage. It could be writing as well. A lot of people start books in their 3-year and they launch it in their 3-year. But in a 3-year, like, you just want to get your word across. You just want to express yourself, like let your voice out in a 3-year. And also it requires movement a lot in a 3-year in order for you to learn a lot. Because again, you have a thirst for knowledge in a 3-year. You're going to want to really express your memory, your analytical skills, and your thinking, and match that with your intuitive side and emotional side. So intuitively expressing your ideas and your words. If it's anything related to beauty or design, it's really going to help you. So if you have a business, working on your logo, working on any other designs, like working with graphic artists, that's really going to help you with your career or your business. And also with a 3-year, people don't really feel like working that hard. The most work that you're going to involve yourself in is with social activities, like gathering large groups to have fun, gathering any groups where people share their ideas or where people express themselves. Maybe you can get involved in acting in a 3-year. A big advice for 3-year is that if you continue to pursue something that is like superficially doesn't make you happy, that's going to lead to depression. You got to really pursue what personally and authentically makes you happy, because a 3 number is related to keeping up with appearance. A gift for you to use in a 3-year is your emotion, to really express your emotion and to use your emotion in any creative fields like performance and entertainment and writing. That's going to do you really well. So a lot of abundance is going to come from your own creativity and self-expression, like get your word out there in a 3-year and explore and have fun. And also it's going to be really magnetic. You're going to be really magnetic if you apply joy and humor personally in your life, and as well as in any business venture. So add some humor, get involved in some humor, like laughter is going to be medicine for you in a 3-year. So basically have fun in a 3-year. Just remember that communication and your creative expression is going to do you really well in a 3-year. Okay? So Ryan said your voice is powerful, more than you know. Thank you, Ryan. So now moving on to the number 4-year. So after the 3-year of a lot of social activity and a lot of creativity, you're now going to get into your 4-year, where you're going to get serious about your future. I had forgotten. So I forgot to say that if you are a 3 life in your 3-year, you're going to want to express yourself even more and wanting to have more fun and really wanting to use your memory to work. Just remember, don't let your rationality like win over your emotional expression. Okay, now back to the 4-year. So if you're in a 4-year in 2021, that means the number 3-year was for you in the previous year. So in a 4-year, you're going to get serious about your dreams, about your ambitions, and you're going to face reality. In a 3-year, you would be like expressing your ideas. Maybe you're like, oh, I want to be a millionaire. And you're telling everybody you want to be a millionaire and successful. In a 4-year, if you don't take the necessary steps, you're going to get called out for it. So in a 4-year, that's why people get serious. They're going to take the necessary steps to build up to their empire. In a 4-year, people get involved with educating themselves, like exceptional education. I see people taking classes, going to university, as well as training their body as well, because in a 4-year, you're going to be building endurance and strength. So physical strength and emotional strength to get through any difficult projects, any difficult challenges. You're going to be able to get through it in a 4-year. It's the most productive year in a 4-year. People work really hard in a 4-year. They're willing to work very hard. So it's all going to be about the material, physical world in a 4-year. You're going to be squaring things up. Like, that means setting everything straight. Like, you're going to set your home security straight. You're going to get your health straightened out. You're going to get your finances straightened out, like pay off all the bills on time, pay off debts. It's also, money-wise, it's better for you to be economical than to invest or throw out a lot of money in there, because in a 4-year, you're going to be faced with limitations or boundaries, but you're going to be getting over that. So you will be facing physical reality a lot and measuring it against your highest ambitions in a 4-year, because again, you got to be practical, you got to be reliable and dependable on all the projects that you're taking. It's a year of picking up responsibility. You're going to be very responsible with creating security and stability for your future, but you must start at the ground. And also, it's a year that's going to test your patience, because again, you're trying to measure against the highest, your biggest dream, and you really want to get there, and you're going to work hard through there. My advice is to stick to every single step. Do not skip any steps. Every step is necessary. Every step that you need to take is purposeful for you. So that also means you got to appreciate the rules. You got to appreciate what's tried and true. Listen to tradition. Listen to mentors that have proven their success. And also, there's going to be a lot more of an analytical side of you coming out, like managerial or organizing side, and somebody who's going to analyze all the details in order for you to make the necessary safe steps. Ryan said, well, what would your definition of emotional strength be, as in like mindset? So what I mean by emotional strength, let's say you're getting involved in a big project in a 4-year. You could be frustrated with one step and you're completely confused, and you get so frustrated. If you are having emotional strength, it's like, all right, I'm just gonna let this frustration go. I'm just gonna go through the step. I'm gonna stick to this. So that's strength and endurance. Strength is gonna help you be very reliable, make you a strong character. So a lot of emotional strength, people can easily depend on you. And that's what I mean by emotional strength, to get difficult things done. So in your personal life, you're gonna be working a lot harder. Be careful of just becoming too materialistic in a 4-year, that you forget your loved ones, that you neglect your emotional or home life in a 4-year. Business-wise, if you were to start a business in a 4-year, that'd be amazing too, because a lot of businesses that last a long time, it starts in a 4-year, or it gets started by people who are for life paths. So they're reliable and dependable, and they stick through the process, and they are persistent, and they endure, and they're patient with the process. Okay. And so with a 4 business, if you respect the rules and tradition, the legal system, play it safe, that's really gonna help you in a 4-year. Your success is gonna be from you following everything step by step, never skipping a step. So don't rush all the way to the top, or your dreams are going to be just crumbling. Like, you need to start at the bottom, at the foundation of your success. So it's going to be a really busy year for you. Also, advice for you in a 4-year, people tend to be like too serious in a 4-year. So relaxation and being in a calm environment where you can collect your thoughts and you just relax your mind, That is so vital in a 4-year, because in a 4-year, people tend to be too serious. For life paths, if you're entering your 4-year in 2021, there's going to be a lot more frustration because you really want to push to your limit, go to that ambition. So again, take your rest. Remember to relax your mind. Don't get involved in any situations that are gonna be a negative effect on your nerves. So really watch out for your nerves in a 4-year. Now, next to your number 5 year. If you got number 5 in a 2021 year, that means it's the year to break free. So you're gonna get relief and results from the previous year. So if you got number 5 in 2021, that means number 4 was your number in the previous year. So back to the 5 year. This is when you don't need to put your flag anywhere. Like, you're meant to be exploring and venturing out and seeing all your options. You have to experience all your options. In a 5 year, it is not the year to commit to anything at all. In a 5 year is the number of change, of dramatic change, and I guarantee you, your life is gonna change in a 5 year. So that means you'd be cutting off a habit, you'd be moving to a new place, you're gonna start a new business. Maybe you start a career that requires you to travel and experience liberation and be a free bird. So you're asking yourself, what does freedom feel like to me in a 5 year? So you have 5 options to experience 5 year. So emotionally, like experience liberation emotionally, which is like, let's say in your feelings, to express yourself artistically. There is also liberation in the mental, which is your imagination, freedom to roam. You could be involved in reading many books. And then physical liberation, like traveling, location-wise, like you're not bounded to any one place. And then there's financial liberation. If you were to get involved with anything entrepreneurial, so 5 energy is naturally entrepreneurial because they do not like to work under confined conditions. Hi, Vinny. I'm going over if you got a 5 year in 2021 and had to succeed. And then the last one for liberation in a 5 year is sexual freedom. Okay, so you have many liberties that you can choose from. Personally, you might go from overindulgence to experience issues with overindulgence or lack of discipline. So just remember that self-discipline is going to help you succeed in a 5 year. Usually in a 5 year, people go away. They leave society's confinement so in order for them to express themselves. And for some of you, it might be physical location, traveling, but inside something deeper, it's you want the freedom to express yourself, and that can involve with emotional and artistic expression, like the liberation. You have total liberation with your emotion and your thinking for a 5 year. If you, career-wise, if you were to get in entertainment, in sales and marketing, in writing, or hospitality. I know hospitality is not doing well right now, but who knows, maybe it'll be a surprise next year. So if you get involved with that, that's really going to help you succeed, because in a 5 year, you tend to really love being around a variety of people, to be around cultures in a 5 year. So for your success personally and career-wise, look at all your options, experience all your options, because this is your year of having freedom. It's not the year to commit to anything. That's the following year. So in a 5 year, it's going to be an indulgent year too. Physically, you're magnetic, like you're caring about your appearance. This is a year to really express your sensuality. You really don't want to commit to anyone in a 5 year. So really have fun, explore, venture out in a 5 year. Really find your passion and your freedom and make necessary changes. You will make the necessary changes that are going to free you for the following years. If you are a 5 life path in a 5 year, you might become really obsessed with freedom, really pushing it, like I want to travel everywhere in a 5 year. but what we're really looking for is self-expression, the freedom to fully express yourself and to fully feel the way you want to feel. Okay, so now moving on to your 6th year. So if you got number 6 in year 2021, this is now the year of commitment. So every year that I go through, it's like the opposite of each other. So in a 6th year, this is related to your home, your family, your relationships, and your community, and helping people evolve, helping humankind using human consciousness. So in a 6th year, your role is to be the parent, the nurturer, the visionary. So in a 6th year, you see your highest ideals, like your standards. You're really now focusing on your high standards and picking up personal responsibility. So a lot of your personal responsibility and your commitment to other people in large communities is really going to help you be successful in a 6th year, or aligned in a 6th year. On the personal side, you might find yourself really sticking yourself, committing to so many obligations that you're tired and you're exhausted. So remember to keep that in mind, and that it's okay to step back a little bit. It's okay to create emotional boundaries in a 6th year. Then again, in a 6th year, this is the year where more things make sense. If you were in a 6th year in 2021, that means last year was number 5 for you, where there's a lot of things that are scattered. You probably moved in a lot of places, not just physically, but like in other realms, like maybe emotionally, maybe relationship-wise, maybe job-wise. So now back to your 6th year. So in your 6th year, it feels like a lot like home. Your success is in your relationships. In a 6th year, you realize, wow, I never realized how important it is to pay attention and to nurture my relationships. This is the year where friendships blossom in a 6th year. Personally, people get married, people get in long-term commitments. On the other side of that, if you're in a relationship that is toxic, it's time to get divorced or time to separate in a 6th year. So it's a year of like marriage and divorce, union or separation in a 6th year. But overall, the huge theme is a lot more people are going to be committing to you in a 6th year. Business-wise, if you are expressing your artistic creativity or starting any artistic creative endeavors, it's really going to help you with business. A lot of 6s, your home, and a lot of people in their 6th year, their home is going to be a lot more important to them. It's going to be priority. Home and family is going to be priority. So if you started a business in a 6th year, that's really going to help you towards the future. That is what's going to help you succeed. If you were to use your home or create an environment like in the office that feels like home, for the people that you work with, like make them feel safe. And also, if you were 6 is also the number of the visionary, and that means it's somebody who is committed to helping themselves grow and develop, as well as helping other people grow and develop. It's the year about relationships. It is also an amazing year to network, for people to commit to you. Commitment is a huge number and a huge word for in the 6th year, as well as for you to collaborate within groups, within families, within large communities in a 6th year. It's also very good for you to teach in a 6th year, teach truth, justice, get involved in in consciousness, social consciousness, to uplift the humankind. It's the year where people have like hope, and more inspiration to create something better for the community, for their family. Hi Ty, hi Vinny. So that is your 6th year. If you get involved in creative pursuits in a 6th year, start teaching in tribes, get involved in human consciousness to understand your relationships and your friendships in a 6th year. For 6 life paths, it's the year where they might feel more obligated to their family, because it's the year of being of service. Like all their hands are tied and everybody wants a piece of you. So remember to step back a little bit and create some emotional boundaries if you are in a 6th year. Okay? And now moving on to your 7 year. So if you got a number 7 in 2021, that means number 6 was your number last year. So in a 7 year, this is the year of personal growth, of spiritual growth, of taking a sabbatical. So you're taking a rest, like a complete pause, in this year, in a 7 year. 7 is very mysterious. So your own experiences is going to be different from a lot of people. It's the number that's the hardest to understand in a 7 year because it's all internal. So you're going to have a lot more energy coming towards you in a 7 year. So you won't, I would say this is the best year for you to attract things towards you. So pursue nothing, attract everything in a 7 year. It's not the year for you to force any changes. If you do try to force things to happen, it's not going to end well. So remember, just allow change to naturally occur in a 7 year, because it's the year where you rest and you relax and you receive and you retreat and you reflect. It's a year to contemplate. You're going to be asking a lot of big questions about yourself in a 7 year. Like, who am I? What am I doing with my career? What are my true friends? Or like, what am I doing? Am I on the right path? So you're going to actually look deep within yourself in a 7 year. It's a very purposeful year for you in a 7. So that means be very selective with the people you hang around, because you're trying to take a break. You need time for yourself. And a lot of solitude time is going to help you with self-discovery. You're going to find a lot more answers when you're alone. It's also the best year to study and research anything that involves something deeper or something bigger about life, like getting involved in metaphysics, philosophy, spirituality, meditation, psychology, or some really deep science that you can get involved in a 7 year. But people do tend to study a lot in a 7 year. It's the best year to study because you're going to have a lot of time and space for yourself. It's going to be a lot more quiet. On the business side, it's not the year to expand, really. This is the year for you to consolidate, to stabilize, to solidify what you worked on in your 6th year, right? Like, on the path to success, you will have moments that are meant for you to take a rest and just consolidate what you have. Every single year, that is not natural for you to keep progressing and keep focusing on material accomplishments. So in a 4 and a 7 year, you need to consolidate everything, like simplify everything in a 7 year and perfect your skills and master your skills in a 7 year. So if you have a career or business in a 7 year, if you did more research, as well as mastering your gifts and your skills and simplifying what you're really good at in a 7 year, that's going to really help you. You're also going to find a lot of inspiration in nature. So nature is going to be the environment where you refresh your mind, where you ground, where you clear things, and also a place that's going to give you a lot of inspiration in a 7 year. And also, I just came out of a 7 year last year, and I realized that faith was a huge word for me throughout the year. So it will be a year for you to slow down. Do not get involved in large investments in a 7 year, because that's not going to go well. You can't expand. It is not the year, naturally, is not the year to expand or to progress with your career or business. You just got to stabilize what you're truly, truly good at. So you're going to be spending a lot more time prioritizing and perfecting what you're doing. You don't have a lot of time for all the noise. There will be communication breakdowns for you in a 7 year because you're trying to figure things out. You're in your head more in a 7 year of reflecting, of contemplation. Ryan said he loves nature so much. I'm going to continue reading the comments after this live finishes. Back to the 7 year. I would really discourage it if you purchased a vehicle or you purchased a house or took on a large business venture. Please, that requires a lot of effort. Just don't get involved in that. Like, it's a huge advice for you. But if you do get involved with that, you're going to learn something huge. I bought a vehicle in a 7 year. It broke down after 1 month. I had another friend who bought a vehicle in the 7 year. Something negative, bad happened. Like, you will experience loss if you don't listen to your wisdom and slow down in a 7 year. So in a 7 year, really trust your intuitive wisdom, or you might come into an experience where you lose something or you end up sacrificing something, and that's because you're ignoring your own intuitive wisdom. Like, listen to yourself in a 7 year, and it is the year for you to really peace. So in a 7-year, personally, you are clearing dead wood on your path. There will be things that they will not serve you anymore. So it's time for you to cleanse and to heal yourself. Your beliefs and your perspectives are going to change in a 7-year. Like, you might feel confusion or frustration or fear with some things, but really, that's okay. You're going to be working through that. And faith is going to be huge for you. Your faith in that everything will be okay is gonna bring you through your 7-year. And luckily, the 7-year is the shortest out of all years, energy wise. So if you did get into study or anything philosophical, spiritual or metaphysical in a 7-year, that's really gonna feed your soul. It's a soul year. Personally, this is the year to face all your issues. Like, you're falling on the ground, you can fall on your knees, and then you gotta face your issues, and then you're on the journey to come back to God, to come back to source. That's your 7-year. It's beautiful. There's a lot of mystery. And remember to listen to your wisdom. It's also not the year to react, to get emotionally triggered by things. It's better. It's going to be more peaceful for you to reflect more than to emotionally react, and also to have faith in a 7-year, because you will do great. You will do great at the end of the year. You will discover a lot about yourself. And then in the following year, in an 8-year. So if you are in an 8-year in 2021, that means number 7 was your year last year. So in an 8-year in 2021, oh my gosh, I forgot to say that if you were a 7 life path in a 7-year, you might experience more loss or sacrifice if you do not listen to your wisdom. So really, that's a huge advice for you. Okay, Ryan, I'll see you later. So back to the 8-year. In an 8-year, this is the year of rapid change. This is the year of rapid progression, of material success. Everything is going to materialize for you in an 8-year. A lot of things are going to be going in your favor, even with, like, let's say court cases, or if you're having an issue with somebody. Like, this is the year of winning and victory. It's the year of reward and recognition. A lot of people are going to experience a lot of opportunities to significantly improve their finances, and the rest of the people in the 8-year, they're going to reach a new level of emotional control, of emotional freedom, as well as wisdom. And wisdom is another source of wealth. So wisdom, independence, and financial gain in an 8-year, like that's the year for that. And so that means all your past efforts from the past 7 cycles is returning to you in an 8-year. So if you were to get involved in financial investments, business ventures, anything that requires a lot of effort and money, do that. This is the year to pursue your biggest ambitions. And then the 8 is the number of the hustle. Like, you're willing to work harder for where you want to achieve in an 8-year. And also, personally, your status is going to heighten in an 8-year. People tend to get job promotions. They start their own businesses. And they are experiencing a new level of freedom. For 8 life paths in an 8-year, they go on another level of fierce independence, of an abundance of wisdom, as well as feeling the strength of their material manifestation. So this is the year of manifestation in an 8-year. And also, like, really use your wisdom to make your decisions. And also, since it's, okay, so if you turn the 8 on the side, it's an infinity. So whatever you put out is always going to come back to you. So whatever business ventures you do, whatever you do in your career, or however you treat people, you got to treat people with honesty, with integrity, and with truth. And if you don't, you're going to get it back in an 8-year. It might boomerang back in the following years in an 8-year. So do everything honestly and fairly in an 8-year. Also, in an 8-year, some people just work so hard that they just forget the present. They forget the little details, so that they might be prone into making mistakes or forgetting their material belongings, or let's say like getting into an accident. because they're not slowing down, they're not being present, because they just want to push and force right now in an 8-year. It's okay, you will get your material reward in an 8-year. You will be recognized a lot more in an 8-year. So it's okay to slow down sometimes in an 8-year. And also, remember to give warmth to your family and friends in an 8-year, because for 8 life paths in an 8-year, they might be so focused on their money, on their abundance, on their career, that they put on a wall, so people don't like interrupt them in their dreams that they are pursuing in an 8-year. But basically 8-year, like, you're gonna be a warrior. You're gonna come out of this year really tough. That means you're gonna be able to handle anything. This is the year for you to be in emotional control. So such as you make a reservation at a restaurant and the host says, oh, sorry, like, you're not on the list, but then you actually did book for that date and that time. And emotional control is like, I'm taking control of my frustration. Maybe it's just an understanding, so I'm going to talk it out. That's emotional control. Like, you're going to have a lot more freedom with emotional control in an 8-year, as well as financial abundance. Really get involved with business ventures, get into partnerships that involve taking financial risk in an 8-year. It's a really good year to purchase a house, purchase a vehicle, and start investing in an 8-year, and also really network, because you will find people that are going to help you reach to the next level of your career. This is a year of career advancement in an 8-year of material reward and abundance. Okay, so now moving on to the last year. So if you are in your 9-year in 2021, that means you experienced your 8-year in the previous year. So in your 9-year, this is the time to answer a higher calling. This is the time to complete everything. So through the entire year, personally, you'd be reviewing things. Like, you're opening your closet and you're saying, should I take this towards me to the future, or should I leave it all in the past? So you will experience endings in a 9-year. This is the year to like finish things off, like finish things that you postponed. It's a really good year to, like I said, finish things off, because you will have a lot more determination in a 9-year. So personally, a lot of that is forgiveness, is to let go of anybody who has hurt you in the past. In a 9-year, you will have relationships or friendships or habits or environments that no longer serve you. They already serve their purpose, and now it's time for you to just surrender and let it go. In a 9-year, you might take a little bit of a back seat in order for you to take care of your emotional matters, emotional responsibilities. It's also the year where you do take up more personal responsibility, like having more interest with humanitarian work. It tends to be a charitable year, so you can let go of, let's say, negative relationships, as well as letting go of, like, let's say, old clothes or old books that you no longer need. So there's a lot of people donating things in their number 9 year, and that's really healthy for you to let go, because it is the year for you just to release and throw away some things. You gotta be closing doors in a 9-year. Hi Martina, I'm going over year 9. If you got year 9 in 2021, this is the guidance for it. And if you're in a 9-year, that means it was number 8 for you last year of career advancement and abundance. So back to the 9-year. Now moving on to the other side of the 9 is the humanitarian work. So there's a higher calling for you. There's something more meaningful that you want to do, and that involves helping humanity become a better place. So you could be getting involved in human welfare, animal welfare, environmental welfare, and trying to make a big difference in this world. This is the year for you to tune into your source of wisdom. It will be the year, it's a dramatic year of change for you, of completion. So you might be feeling grief and bliss within one week. So the friendships that you're releasing in a 9-year, you're going to be accompanied by new friendships along the way in your number 9 year. It's also the year where you just desire peace. You just want to pay off what needed to be paid off, and just desire peace with your relationships, with your connections in a 9-year. Again, this is the year of taking personal responsibility. Also, like I said about friendships leaving or relationships leaving in a 9-year, you can tune into your source of wisdom or your source of woes in a 9-year. In a 9 years, so like 9 in numerology, it's the number of enlightenment. It's the number of realized success in numerology. So in a 9-year, like I said in the beginning, you're reviewing everything that you've done in the past. You're reviewing the past and you're seeing, should I take this with me or should I leave it in the back and let it go? And also, if you get involved in artistic and creative pursuits in a 9-year, that's really going to help you succeed. Personally, with money, it might be the year where you inherit. Really likely in a 9-year or a 9-month, you inherit things from your family or the things from the past that now it's coming into fruition because you're at the end of a cycle in a 9-year. With relationships, you're taking it to the next level. So if this relationship is toxic, then it's the year to end it. But if it's the year where you realize, oh, I want to marry this person, this is the year to do it. Because again, you're at the top of the mountain and you realize your success and you feel something higher is calling you in a 9-year. So you'd likely do something charitable or humanitarian in a 9-year. That's going to lead you to success personally and professionally in a 9-year. Okay, so that is it for my numerology guidance for personal, for career, and for business alignment. If you enjoyed this, please let me know. Please comment down what your number is so I can write more about advice for you personally. And if you enjoyed this, please feel free to love this video, give me a like, and also feel free to share the love. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a beautiful day. Happy New Year. Much love to you. Okay, so guys, I'll see you next time. Oh wait, one more thing. I have a numerology group and it's free, but it's private. And if you want to get more into depth with your timeline and your birth chart, join the group. It's in the description, called Mary's Miracle Tribe. Okay, well, that is all. So you guys have a beautiful day and happy New Year. Bye.